Ed Joyce completed his 4th LV County Championship 100 of the summer, but it was Craig Overton who made the headlines in Taunton after making a career-best 86 at number 9 to give Somerset a first innings lead after they'd slumped to 39 for 5 at one point in reply to Sussex's 214. The visitors began the day on 210 for 9 and Joyce quickly got the single run he needed for his latest century. It was a wonderful knock as he made almost half of his side's runs. While his teammates had struggled, the next best score was the 30 made by Matt Machin. Joyce had reached his ton off 228 balls, with his 13th 4 taking him there. It was a special innings from the Sussex captain, who was out for 103 before any more runs had been added, leg before to Alphonso Thomas. Job done then for Somerset, but they made an awful start to their reply, with their captain Marcus Trescothick starting a collapse by having his stumps rearranged by Steve McGoffin with the second ball. McGoffin has a remarkable history against this opposition. He claimed 20 wickets against them last year, taking 8 for 20 in one innings and 12 for 31 in a match at Horsham. He had Johan Myburgh dropped in the slips, only to get his man in the same over after the batsman nicked a drive behind to Ben Brown. Bowler and keeper combined again in McGoffin's 5th over to remove Nick Compton with a score on 18 for 3. The ball was doing just enough. The tall Australian was delivering an incredible spell. He next saw the back of James Hildreth with an LBW, before he made it 5 again against Somerset by having Alvaro Peterson taken behind off a loose drive to leave the home side in some trouble on 39 for 5. McGoffin took a break after registering the figures of 5 for 19 from 10 very impressive overs. With him out of the attack, Craig Kieswetter looked to get some runs on the board, as some around the ground were even talking about Somerset following on. Of course, that was very unlikely even after the start they'd made. Will Beer was introduced into the attack in the 22nd over for his first bowl of the championship season, and Kieswetter welcomed him by striking his 7th delivery over the ropes. It was a bit of a gift. McGoffin was back on after lunch but wasn't able to repeat his exploits of the morning. Kieswetter, playing brightly, drove him through the covers to bring up his half-century off 58 balls. It had been an excellent counter-attack from the keeper. His partner, Peter Trigo, had said after day one that Sussex had been between 80 and 120 runs shy of a par score on this pitch, and he tried to back that up by making 27 of a 6-wicket partnership of 86 runs. So the score had advanced to 125 when McGoffin then struck for a 6th time. Stephen Pilot with the catch, which put Sussex back on top. Even more so when Kieswetter followed in the next over before another run had been added. He got a leading edge to a ball from Pilot to walk off on 65 before Machin had even completed the catch in the covers. That left Somerset on 125 for 7, still 89 runs behind. But not for the first time in this productive season for them, they had some help from their tail. 2 more Craigs in Overton and Macheda began to put bat to ball to good effect, as the deficit was reduced with some good strokes. Joyce had proved earlier that batting on this pitch was not at all impossible. Macheda was aggressive, and this maximum quickly brought up the 50 partnership as the home side began to dream about getting ahead after all. If you're going to edge, then edge hard, so the saying goes, but ducking under the ball at slip, as Rory Hamilton-Brown did here, is perhaps not the best course of action in the field. Overton, who survived there, was able to add a crucial 81 runs in 14 overs with Macheda, who fell for 38 when he drove Pilot to Luke Wells, who held on well in the covers. The deficit stood at just 8 runs when Thomas came in to join Overton, who edged Pilot to the 3rd-man boundary to reach a 50 for just the 2nd time in his career, the last being against Durham 2 summers ago. He'd needed only 58 balls for this one, and he got to his mark courtesy of his 7th boundary, which now took his side into the lead. And Somerset hadn't finished there. A career best had already been posted by Overton, who then went past the best made by his twin brother earlier this season when he scored 56 against Warwickshire in Birmingham. It's Craig rather than Jamie who has seemingly lifted his game up a gear this season. Thomas played a vital role too as Sussex continued to struggle to finish the innings off. A second batting bonus point was claimed before this pair took their partnership for the 9th wicket to 77, made in 28 overs together. Trigo's prediction was not far off the mark after all, as the score reached 283 before this pair were separated. Overton must have been thinking about his 100 when he failed to get a shot off Hamilton Brown over Chris Nash. The batsman had to go for an excellent 86 all the same. Hamilton Brown needed only 11 balls to finish the innings off, as he also bowled Thomas for a season's best 38 with a medium pacer which flattened 2 of the stumps. Somerset were all out for 289, McGoffin taking 6 for 60. So the home side led by 75 runs on first innings and had 11 overs left in this day to make that count. Wells had suffered a side strain while bowling, and so Sussex opened up with James Anyon, who did well to see out the day with Nash. It's been a roller coaster of a game thus far, and you can expect the same as we move into the second half of this thrilling contest. Somerset have the edge at the moment, with Sussex going into day 3 on 26 without loss, which leaves them 49 runs behind.